Have you ever caught yourself questioning, is this the life I really want? You're not alone. In a world moving faster than ever, it's easy to feel like you're merely going through the motions, checking boxes without genuinely living. But here's the truth. You have the capacity to design a life that thrills you, fulfills you, and feels like home. Today, we're diving into 10 amazing lessons that can help you construct a life you love, one step, one decision, one moment at a time. So take a notebook, calm your thoughts, and let's get into it. 1. Clarity is power. One of the greatest reasons people feel stuck or unfulfilled is because they're unsure about what they genuinely desire. Think about it. How can you develop a life you love if you don't even know what that life looks like? Clarity is like turning on a light in a dark room. When you're clear about your beliefs, your goals, and your vision, decisions become easier. You stop wasting time chasing things that don't matter, and you start focusing your attention on what genuinely takes you forward. Start by questioning yourself. What does a meaningful life look like for me? What type of work would make me excited to wake up each morning? What kind of individuals do I want to surround myself with? What are the non-negotiables for my happiness? This isn't about having every aspect figured out overnight. It's about getting intentional. The more explicit and honest you are about your desires, the more empowered you'll be to take action that fits with them. Without clarity. With clarity, you're designing. So take the time. Reflect. Visualize. Get clear. Because once you know what you're shooting at, everything starts to change in your favor. 2. Progress beats perfection. Perfection is one of the biggest dream killers out there. So many people never start working on their objectives because they're waiting for the perfect time, the perfect strategy, or until they feel 100% ready. But here's the truth: perfection is an illusion, and waiting for it simply leads to missed opportunities. What really causes change in your life is constant progress, even if it's messy, modest, or uncomfortable. Every stride forward, no matter how imperfect, is still a step closer to the life you want. Growth happens through action, not indecision. Think about a baby learning to walk. They fall, they wobble, they bang into things, but they keep going. They don't wait till they've mastered balance to take the first step. And neither should you. When you alter your mentality from perfection to progress, something tremendous happens. You give yourself permission to develop, to learn, and to evolve. You grow more resilient, more creative, and more confident because you're actually doing the work. So whether you're developing a business, breaking a habit, starting a new chapter, or mending from something difficult, just start. Take that first modest step, then another, and another. Because the only way to create a life you love is by going forward, not by waiting for everything to be perfect. Remember, done is better than perfect, and showing up, even imperfectly, is always better than standing motionless. 3. Your environment shapes you whether you realize it or not. Your environment is always influencing you. The people you talk to, the settings you spend time in, the stuff you consume. It's all influencing your thinking, your habits, and eventually your future. If you're attempting to improve, but you're surrounded by negativity, clutter, or distractions, it becomes exceedingly hard to stay focused and motivated. On the other hand, when you're in an atmosphere that inspires you, supports your goals, and matches with your beliefs, your growth accelerates organically. Look around at your circle. Do the people in your life uplift you or drain you? Do they trust in your potential, or do they make you doubt yourself? Surrounding yourself with the proper people. Those who challenge you to be better, who celebrate your triumphs, and who keep you accountable, can completely shift your journey. The same goes for your physical space. A cluttered, chaotic atmosphere can induce mental fog and emotional tension. But a clean, tidy, and quiet setting encourages clarity and productivity. You don't need a mansion or a perfect aesthetic, just a setting that supports your energy and attention. Even what you consume daily, social media, news, podcasts, books, plays an impact. Ask yourself, is this feeding my mind or distracting it? Is it helping me grow or keeping me back? If you want to construct a life you enjoy, start by consciously choosing your environment. Because when your circumstances promote your growth, success stops being a fight and starts becoming your default. 4. Master your mornings. How you start your day influences how you live your day. And how you live your days. That's how you live your life. That's why conquering your mornings is one of the most important habits you can establish if you want to build a life you genuinely love. Too frequently, mornings begin in chaos, snoozed alarms, rushed routines, reading emails or social media before even getting out of bed. When you start your day reactive and scattered, it produces worry, anxiety, and a lack of focus that might accompany you for the remainder of the day. But when you take charge of your morning, you take control of your thinking. You don't need to wake up at 5 a.m. or follow a rigorous 2-hour procedure to be successful. What counts most is being intentional. Even only 15 to 30 minutes of peaceful, focused time in the morning can set the tone for the entire day. Here are a few strong techniques to master your mornings. Start with quiet, spend a few minutes in silence, breathing deeply, meditating, or just sitting with your thoughts. Set your intentions, decide how you want to feel today. Focus on what genuinely matters, not just what's urgent. Move your body, stretch, go for a stroll, or do a little workout to get your energy flowing. Feed your thoughts, read, journal, or listen to something positive that nourishes your thinking and motivation. The idea isn't to be perfect, it's to be present. When you start your morning with purpose, you generate a ripple effect. You're calmer in the face of stress. You're more focused, more energized, and more aligned with your goals. Remember, you don't just get up and pray for a fantastic day, you create it, one morning at a time. 5. Say no without guilt. One of the most crucial talents you can learn in life is the ability to say no. Clearly, confidently, and without guilt. Why? Because every time you say yes to something that doesn't connect with your goals or beliefs, you're saying no to something that does. Many of us are raised to be nice, to satisfy others, to avoid controversy. But the truth is, consistently saying yes to things out of obligation, fear, or shame leads to exhaustion, anger, and a life that doesn't seem like your own. If you're always available to everyone else, you'll never have time for yourself. Saying no isn't selfish. It's a sort of self-respect. It's a limit. And limits are not barriers that block others out. They're fences that preserve your time, energy, and mental well-being. They help you keep focused on what's truly important. Think about it, your time is your most important resource. Once it's gone, you can't get it back. So it's not just okay to defend it, it's crucial. Learning to say no can be hard at first, especially if you're used to being the go-to person. But it becomes easier with practice. Start small, be honest, be kind, but firm. You don't need to explain or justify every no. To simple, I'm not available for that right now. Or, that doesn't align with my priorities at the moment, is more than enough. And here's the bonus. When you start saying no to the wrong things, you create space for the right things. Opportunities that thrill you, relationships that nourish you, and moments that actually count. So give yourself permission. Say no to what drains you, so you may say yes to what delights you. 6. Take responsibility fully. If you actually want to build a life you enjoy, one lesson is non-negotiable. Take full responsibility for it. It's easy, and often tempting, to blame our circumstances, our past, or other people for where we are in life. And while it's true that some things are beyond of our control, the moment you consistently point outward, you give away your authority. Taking responsibility doesn't imply blaming yourself for everything that's happened. It involves owning your decisions, your reactions, your habits, and your course moving ahead. It's about transitioning from a victim perspective to a creator mindset. Here's the difference. A victim says, "There's nothing I can do." A creator asks, "What can I do right now with what I have?" When you assume complete responsibility, you stop waiting for permission, for luck, or for someone to come save you. You recognize that your life is ultimately formed by what you do, how you think, how you respond, and what you select next. This is one of the most freeing thinking modifications you can make. Why? Because if you created your existing reality, that means you also have the power to recreate it. Start by questioning yourself. What am I letting that doesn't serve me? What habits are keeping me stuck? What stories am I telling myself that I need to let go of? It demands honesty. It takes courage. But the more responsibility you embrace, the more freedom and control you get. No one's going to hand you the life you want. You have to build it. This is my life. I own it. 7. Learn to pivot. Life is uncertain. Plans change. Circumstances shift. What formerly felt right could no longer fit who you're becoming. And that's all right. Learning to pivot is not a sign of failure, it's a sign of growth. Too frequently, we cling to obsolete objectives, pathways, or relationships just because we've already invested time or energy into them. But here's the truth. Staying put merely to avoid change just hinders your advancement. If something no longer matches with your values, your vision, or your peace of mind, it's all right to let it go. Pivoting denotes being flexible. It involves being willing to modify your route based on fresh facts, self-awareness, or developing priorities. It's about listening to your inner voice, even when it advises you to move away from something you previously believed in. Some of the most successful and fulfilled people didn't stick to a single straight path. They tried, they learned, they adjusted. And that's what made them unstoppable. Because pivoting isn't quitting, it's selecting properly. Ask yourself, does this still excite me? Is this road helping me grow? Am I clinging on because it's right for me? Or just because it's familiar? The ability to turn implies you trust yourself. It shows you're focused on the long-term vision, not just the short-term agony of change. So give yourself permission to shift, to evolve, to change course without guilt. Because the aim isn't to stick to the plan at all costs. The goal is to develop a life that feels right, even if it takes a different road to get there. 8. Feed your curiosity. A fulfilling existence isn't only built on routine, it's built on adventure. And curiosity is the gasoline that propels that investigation. When you stay curious, you stay open. You keep learning, growing, and discovering elements of yourself and the world that you didn't even know existed. Think about it. Every passion, every talent, every opportunity you've ever found probably started with a question, a spark, or a simple "what if?" Curiosity keeps life exciting. It challenges you to do new things, meet new people, ask better questions, and stretch your own limits. Whether it's learning a new skill, plunging into a different culture, picking up a book on a topic you know nothing about, or trying with a creative idea, each time you fuel your curiosity, you extend your viewpoint. And here's the powerful part. You don't have to have a clear aim in mind. The aim of curiosity isn't always to achieve something. It's to explore, to play, and to see what lights you up. Some of the most surprising turns in life occur from following a little, random interest that subsequently evolves into a passion, a career, or a personal breakthrough. Curiosity also fosters resilience. It keeps your intellect flexible. When you're curious, setbacks become lessons, not failures. Challenges become riddles, not dead ends. So ask more questions. Try more stuff. Go where your interest leads you, even if it's unfamiliar. Especially if it's unfamiliar. Because when you feed your curiosity, you fuel your growth, and that's the foundation of a life you'll love. 9. Celebrate the small wins. In our pursuit of huge goals, it's easy to overlook the minor successes along the way. But here's the truth. Modest wins are the building blocks of big success. If you simply celebrate the big milestones, you'll miss out on the daily development that truly makes up your journey. Think about it. Every step you take forward, no matter how small, moves you closer to where you want to be. Whether it's waking up 30 minutes earlier, completing a chore you've been avoiding, or making a decision that corresponds with your values, those moments matter. They count. Celebrating modest triumphs doesn't mean becoming complacent or settling for mediocrity. It means acknowledging your efforts and realizing that every step is part of the broader plan. When you celebrate, you reinforce the habit, the progress, and the commitment you've made toward your goals. Here's why it matters. It builds momentum. Every win, no matter how tiny, provides a sense of success that motivates you ahead. It helps you feel good about what you're doing, and that feeling motivates you to take the next step. It promotes motivation. Small wins remind you that development is happening, even if it's not always evident. The more you celebrate, the more you'll stay encouraged to continue working for your larger goals. It promotes confidence. Recognizing the tiny wins enhances your self-belief. It reminds you that you're capable, you're making progress, and you're capable of even bigger successes ahead. It keeps you present. Focusing on tiny wins keeps you linked to the process, not just the outcome. It alters your thinking from, "I'm not there yet," to, "Look how far I've come." So, take the time to cherish those simple moments. Whether it's giving yourself a pat on the back, treating yourself to something small, or simply taking a time to reflect on how far you've come, those small celebrations are vital. Remember, success is not only about the destination, it's about the journey, and the trip is made up of many modest steps, many small successes. 10. Keep showing up. Life isn't always going to be easy. Some days will be fantastic, and other days will test you in ways you didn't expect. But here's the key to developing a life you love. Keep turning up no matter what. Success, progress, and fulfillment don't come from doing something once or waiting for inspiration to strike. They arise from consistency. They come from showing up. Even when you don't feel like it, even when things aren't ideal, and even when you're not getting immediate results. Think about it. Every single successful person, no matter their industry, has experienced hurdles, doubts, and setbacks. What separates those who succeed from those who don't is simple. They keep turning up. They don't allow one bad day or one failure define their journey. They keep pushing forward, one step at a time. Showing up is the act of being devoted to the process, not just the end product. It's about performing the work, even when the motivation isn't there. It's about putting in the effort even when you feel like giving up. It's about resilience, the ability to continue despite setbacks or disappointments. When you constantly show up, you start to create a level of trust with yourself. You begin to believe that you can handle whatever life throws your way. And eventually, that constancy leads to compound growth. What may feel like modest, meaningless activities today will add up to tremendous outcomes over time. And here's the thing, it's all right to show up imperfectly. You don't have to be at your best every single day. You don't have to have everything worked out. What's important is that you keep going. Keep showing up, especially on the bad days, because over time, your tenacity will pay off in ways you can't necessarily see right away. So, no matter where you are in your path, know this. Progress is built by turning up. Every day you choose to walk forward, no matter how little the step, you are developing the life you love. You don't need to have it all figured out today. Building a life you love is a journey, not a destination. But every choice you make matters. Every habit you create adds up. And every day you get a fresh chance to construct a life that reflects who you truly are. So, which lesson are you starting with today? Drop it in the comments. I'd love to hear from you. If this video inspired you, give it a like, share it with someone who needs to hear this, and don't forget to subscribe for more material exactly like this. Here's to constructing a life you love, one powerful step at a time.